There are a total of 673 participants from 21 different countries joining the TIMA venue this year. In the tropical depression aftermath, making multiple regions in Taiwan to experience heavy flooding episodes. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The annual TIMA convention has officially kicked off this year. There are a total of 673 participants from a total of 21 different countries. After a year of hard work and dedication in both international and local medical services, each country is motivated in sharing their respective experiences. Not only are they excited about seeing different countries' TIMA members, but also are so grateful that they can once again return back to their spiritual home of Hualien. Let's check out these selfless medical personnel. Every image and video sums up the whole year's activities and effort by these medical personnel from all over the world.
Iraq, 这是最特别，是第一次来参加 Iraq.
Earn more knowledge about the activity, especially because one of the Tsuji principles is to protect our earth and our environment. So I think it is a very unique experience for me, and I wish to come back every year to earn more knowledge.
Malaysia.
The annual TIMA convention has officially launched. This year, there are participants from a total of 21 countries that made it to Hualien for the Mid-Autumn Festival.
When we look at the entire group of refugees on this earth, what have we done as medical professionals for these people? What kind of efforts have we put into it? That's why it's with great honor this year that we have invited many experts to share their respective experiences on various topics with all of you.
Safeguarding the health of humanity worldwide is this year's TIMA convention's theme. That's why the first class to kick off the event was none other than an international speaker on the urgency of saving the planet.
58% of vertebrates and 49% of marine animals were eliminated between the years 1970 to 2012. Understand is that biodiversity and climate change are key factors in regulating the Earth system.
Change starts with zero waste and a vegetarian diet. The first day of the TIMA convention started with a heavy but necessary message. For the next 4 days, each country will have their time to share about how they use the spirit of great love to change the world. The TIMA annual convention also invited the superintendent of the Taiwan Adventist Hospital to remind all medical personnel the importance of safeguarding their own health.
Nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, trust. These are the 8 basic factors we need to always keep in mind to safeguard our health in all aspects.
Not only looking at health, Tsuji's medical staff, because of a firm spiritual belief, their care is full of warmth. It's treating the patient as a whole, not just the illness.
In today's day and age, with medical information readily available at our fingertips, are we actually ignoring the patients, not taking into account their simplest request and respecting their voice and advocating for themselves? Buddhism in action is all about going directly into the crowd to help those who are in need, and we learn by doing. That's where true joy resides.
Leah from Paraguay is the best testimony. She has inherited the spirit of the first-generation TIMA Paraguay, Dr. Juan Meza. She has returned back to Hualien this year for the second time.
2014, I come back in Hualien with my father and my mother, and this year is my second time in TIMA. I am so happy. I miss my father, but I'm happy. I love Tsuji. I love Hualien.
Through the sharings on various subjects, the Dharma teachings are integrated into their medical practices. It's ignited the initial fire and motivation of why these medical professionals entered into this field. In Taiwan, Tsuji volunteers carried out Project Hope after the 9/21 earthquake. Many teachers were deeply moved by Tsuji's dedication to education. Therefore, they soon joined as Tsuji volunteers. In this episode, we will meet some very dedicated school staff members at 2 Nantou elementary schools. One school has incorporated Jingsi aphorisms into their teachings, while the other has led students to care for underprivileged people in the community. These are true acts of paying love forward.
More than 200 days after the 9/21 earthquake, Dharma Master Zheng Yan encouraged Zhushan Elementary School students as the school was being rebuilt.
都要用那一份的感恩心，感恩很多人的为你们的关心与付出。
2 years later, the new school building was inaugurated.
每次每在天还没亮的
Tzu volunteers came all the way from Taipei to help build our school before daybreak.
A teacher, Mr. Liang, has felt Tzu volunteers' love during the school reconstruction, and he wants the students to learn about love as well.
At the nursing home, our students saw that it was inconvenient for the wheelchair-bound seniors to drink tea. Therefore, they wanted to help them make a cup holder. The students then designed a cup holder using 3D printing. Project Hope did not just help us rebuild the campus, but helped the teachers with their teaching. Knowledge can bring about changes, therefore education is a way to modify one's living style with this power to change.
After class, Liang puts on his volunteer uniform. For 19 years since Liang joined慈济in the year 921 earthquake struck, he has been continuously serving the people in need.
He brings food to me and he asks me if my food was getting better. He cares about me more than my son does, really.
The real story about the home visit can move people. We can tell the students that their teacher did this, and such teaching can eventually touch people's heart.
Touching stories took place after the test of impermanence. Another school, Zhicheng Elementary School, was also damaged by the earthquake. The school building collapsed and the students had to cram into the sheet metal houses for classes.
看着实在是好心疼啊！虽然呢，它是很小的、迷你型的，那我还是把它认养起来。
With a river in front of the campus and hills behind the school, Zhicheng Elementary School is a mini school in the remote regions of Nantou Zhongliao Township. Although there are only more than 30 students, the school campus is very beautiful, with grass and trees around the classrooms.
In the early morning, retired teacher Hong Xiulan is telling the story of a sea turtle reciprocating people's kindness to teach the students the importance of harboring kind thoughts.
I do my best to come volunteer and form good affinities with the children.
For 15 years after her retirement, Hong has been returning to volunteer every week. On the path of love, Hong is not alone, as the school staff member Li Yanxia shares the same aspiration with her.
3 students at the school adopt a vegetarian diet. Therefore, I've taken the initiative to cook vegetarian food for them.
After she's done with cooking, she heads to teach the students ways to recycle.
这个纸类的，我们先把它放在这边。我没有加入慈济之前，真的脾气也很不好，然后对学生都是比较。
Before joining Tzu, I had a bad temper, and I was quite stern when facing the students. However, after joining Tzu, I've realized the beauty of tenderness and forbearance. In the past, the students were afraid of me, but we are like friends now.
On their day off, Li Yanxia and Hong put on their blue and white Tzu uniforms.
Since the earthquake, many families became underprivileged.
In this family in remote regions of Nantou, the father passed away due to illness and the mother has cancer. The student's surname Wu was one thinking about quitting school due to the hardship faced by his family.
Tzu volunteers encouraged me to study hard and not worry my mother.
Tzu's sisters took me to undergo chemotherapy, giving me a ride to the hospital. She helped me a lot and I felt that there was someone supporting me. Back then, I thought to myself, there is still love in this world.
As the volunteers accompany this family for more than 10 years, the mother has walked out of the shadow of her illness, and her son has become an outstanding college student.
We do not ask for anything in return. However, the students' outstanding academic performance is our biggest reward.
As these teachers give of themselves without asking for anything in return, they have paid the love forward and taken concrete actions to give others hope.
Speaking of giving back to the community, an 80-year-old Malaysian Tzu Chi volunteer can always be seen at almost every local Tzu Chi event in Malacca. Despite her age, she's motivated in doing good deeds and putting herself to good use each and every second. What a great role model!
80-year-old Lu Guifang is a volunteer at the Children's Learning Center. With her firm resolve to do good deeds, she came into contact with Tzu Chi 13 years ago.
I asked where she was going, and she said Malacca. I asked if I could go with her. She said yes, so I came. Whenever there are charity sales, I attend.
Besides joining charity events, Lu also attends all kinds of other Tzu Chi activities.
I am never home, as I am always finding opportunities to volunteer. Otherwise, I'm afraid I become less active. I do not want people to despise me, and I do not like to trouble others.
She will share with our patients and care recipients, caring for them and encourage them.
I do not want to throw away the leftover fabrics. I want to see what I can make with it.
Even at home, she keeps on working. She makes handicrafts with the scrap fabrics for charity sales.
I do not feel tired. Dharma Master Zhen Yan has said that as long as we are willing to do something, we won't feel tired or angry. I can help other people and also dedicate the merit to my children.
Despite her old age, she volunteers with Tzu Chi and helps people in need, as Lu is living a valuable, useful life.
Turning our cameras over to Africa, Lesotho Tzu Chi volunteers went on their 18th cross-border care trip to Botswana earlier this month. In addition to accompanying the local volunteers and doing home visits, they also planned a one-day training session for a total of 39 volunteers from 10 different communities. Many of the local Botswana volunteers seized the opportunity to attend the event, even traveling on 9-hour overnight trains just to come closer to the Dharma teachings. This is the true spirit of Buddhism in action. A total of 39 volunteers from 10 communities in Botswana attended the one-day training session. 5 Lesotho Tzu Chi volunteers conducted its 18th cross-national training and care session.
Today we leave Lesotho at 10:10, and we arrive here at Mkhorizane 10 o'clock evening.
In true Tzu Chi spirit, respecting all cultures, the training sessions had direct translation in Tswana. It made everyone feel included.
One of our community care recipients asked me how they should cook the rice that was distributed. I told them that they can use just a bit of water to cook it in, and then pair it with some cabbage or any other vegetables. It's very delicious this way.
Tzu Chi volunteers are always displaying gratitude, respect, and love. When we treat others, we're all united with one heart and consider one family. Our palms are put together in demonstrating the uttermost respect toward others. So it would depend on your own restraint to constrain your own desires. Just like in the courses, we talk about the 5 different poisons: greed, ignorance, obsession, arrogance, and suspicion. If our hearts are not pure, then our body and mind will be stuck in an ill state.
At the end of the training session, the 4 volunteers from Francistown are filled with fulfillment.
And why you are willing to traveling far with this overnight train to come here.
I was humbled by the gesture and even the place where we were meeting. They say that these people are bringing us to reality, away from our families, but here because of love.
Learn to use wisdom, go to care for the family, and continue to sow blessings. Back in August of this year, Taiwan was hit severely by bouts of torrential rain, especially in the southern regions of the island. This led to massive flooding and many landslides in multiple areas. In the aftermath of the storms, affected residents have been actively working with local charity organizations and firefighters in the cleanup. Let's check out their joint efforts.
August 23, 2018, a tropical depression led southern and central regions to experience heavy rainfall. In Tainan City, rainfall reached as high as 903 millimeters. The average rainfall in Tainan for August is just 395 millimeters, the average 6-month rainfall being 848 millimeters. The August 23rd rainfall exceeds the half-year rainfall in Tainan, which is about 2 to 3 times the monthly average. I woke up and came to take a look. The whole retaining wall shifted. Just 2 days, the accumulated rainfall in 38 districts of Kaohsiung City saw 32 districts experience flooding. Of the 37 districts in Tainan City, 36 districts saw flooding. Meteorologists said rainfall did not exceed that of Typhoon Morakai. Compared to the other heavy rainfall in Taiwan, the amount of rain that has occurred in Taiwan wouldn't be in the top 30. Typhoon Morakai saw 2 days of rain between 2,000 to 2,500 millimeters on August 23rd and 24th. The most rainfall was near the Tungwen Reservoir, which had about 950 millimeters of rainfall. Flood control measures are having no effect. Dispersing the source of the water would be the only way to control the water. While it wasn't record rainfall on August 23rd, South Central region saw a number of floods, leading residents to experience discomfort. This leads some to believe that the government's water control measures may be ineffective, as more review is needed.
In Kedah, Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to care for a woman and her 2 daughters. They have been accompanying this family of 3 for 13 years already. Since the family was not able to take care of their home, the volunteers mobilized to help them do a deep clean of the house. They hope in demonstrating what needed to be done, the family can finally learn how to take care of their environment themselves.
之前这个水池里面是满的垃圾，他清理了。
Knowing that the Tzu Chi care recipients and her 2 daughters are unable to care for their home, the volunteers have mobilized to help them with the cleanup.
We want them to live comfortably. If she does not keep her home clean, she will struggle with skin issues.
The youngest daughter was not willing to clear out the cardboard pile. The volunteers quickly reacted and borrowed a neighbor's scale to comfort her.
Sometimes when she's in a good mood, she will allow us to bring the recyclables back to the recycling station. Now she has collected a lot of recycled items, so she would like to sell them by herself. Her neighbor lent us a scale to weigh the cardboard with, and we gave her the money according to his price. Anyway, the important part is that she knows how to sort recyclables now, so it's better than throwing it away.
Since Tzu Chi started to care for this family in 2005, the family is still not aware of keeping up with the environmental hygiene. However, the volunteers never gave up on them. Now this family wants to help other less fortunate people.
Each day, I put some money into the corn bank. This way, I can help others.
City volunteers came to help us clean the environment. We're very thankful to them. I'll take a shower, do the laundry, and mop the floor every day.
We will continue to accompany them so that they will gradually get better. Staying in the same area, a cleanup activity was held in the public housing units. Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to help with the cleaning efforts for the very first time. Seizing this incredible opportunity, the volunteers also promoted the idea of environmental protection to the residents.
After doing some warm-up exercises, the cleanup activity officially started.
Normally, I don't do the cleaning. After cleaning up the environment, the community has become safer and the air has become cleaner.
Although it is tiring work, I feel very happy because our place has become cleaner. We were supposed to give the environment a cleanup, but we did not have enough manpower. Now many people, including Tzu Chi, have come to help us.
As the cleanup activity of Simpang Pola, Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited to promote environmental protection.
Tzu Chi volunteers came to promote environmental protection to the community, as well as help them clean the environment. We want to give them a clean and comfortable environment.
Tzu Chi is doing a great job in environmental education. Since they have a lot of experiences in recycling, we asked them to help us. Through this activity, we hope to teach the public to care for the environment.
Tzu Chi taught us how to sort recyclables. Both plastics and paper can be recycled. We can apply the knowledge we have gained to our everyday life.
Everyone does their parts to create a clean and warm community.
Children from 3 different Tzu Chi kindergartens in Malaysia were led by school staff members to send their love and appreciation for the local policemen and firefighters. The children were all very grateful for these everyday heroes that risk their lives to safeguard others' safety. We as a society really need to be grateful that people like them are always only a call away whenever danger strikes. Thank you all for your undying devotion. Please stay safe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.